And you are good to go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Natural Nerds, where a bunch of us nerdy best friends get together to play Dungeons and Dragons. We live all across the country, but we don't let that stop us from doing what we love. And tonight, our players are starting in the town of Targos in the frigid north of Icewind Dale. I would like everyone to please roll me a straight d20. I will go down the line. Sakura? I believe you were muted.
You dropped. Just a sec.
Oh, okay.
Okay. There we go. 15.
15, Dante.
13.
13, Laughter.
That's an 8.
8, Soren.
19.
Okay, Wind.
13.
13, okay, Laughter. Recap, please.
Excuse me, sorry. Getting over a hangover. So we finally made it back to town after saving Garrett and our halfling friend. We made it back. We were eating. I had a lovely conversation with what is his name? Fathom? That's it. And I got drunk. We all had a merry toast. It was a great time, honestly. I'm really starting to like you guys. It's bright in here. Oh, yes, and I passed out on the floor.
I tried to get you somewhere better.
I'd much appreciate it, Ember. Always, thank you.
Okay, so you all start to stir awake in the nice, comfortable warmth of Keegan and Garrett's house. You hear the fire crackling. Looks like it was just fed recently. You see Garrett is sitting at the table reading something, maybe like a newspaper or something of the sorts, and you hear cooking coming from the kitchen. And as you all start to stir awake, Keegan hurries in with a platter full of sausage, and you get the distinct smell of onions and peppers and everything. And he starts setting the table, getting it all ready for everyone's breakfast, and you see him toss a sausage or two here to the dogs.
I imagine scurry off me.
Yeah. Oh, you woke up with no dogs on you. They were all sitting in a line in front of the kitchen. Even Boy is sitting there with his tongue hanging out the side of his mouth.
With a bedraggled Dave just creeping in the doorway.
And when Boy does notice that everybody's awake, Sakura, he runs over and tackles you and starts giving you kisses.
Boy
and then
or
runs
moon?
back over to the what?
Boy or moon?
Moon.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, he runs over and licks your face a bunch and then runs right back over to sit in front of Keegan with the sausages. Okay.
Sunshine sitting with the dogs too.
Sunshine is just spinning above the dogs.
Gotcha.
Yep. How are you all proceeding?
I will. Oh, go ahead, Laughter.
I was just going to say I'm waiting on food. The next thing that the next person that puts food down on the table, I'm going to start eating because my head is killing me.
Keegan does. He places the sausage on the table, and he eventually comes back with a platter of pancakes, some syrup.
Such a lovely man and such a great household. I start eating.
Wind is going to grab some pancakes, grab some sausage, take a couple of sausages and throw them to Craig and just start munching down on his breakfast.
Of which Craig happily guzzles.
I'm gonna bring Silme out. Start sharing some breakfast with them.
Okay.
And I would have I finished the masks, right?
Mhm.
So I'd like to present it to Keegan and Garrett.
Garrett's going to look at it, and you're going to see a small smile come at the tip of his mouth. And thank you, it's beautiful. And Keegan looks at the mask, his face drops, and he takes it with just ever so delicately, and he starts looking it over and tracing the lines gently with his finger. And he looks back up and says, "Thank you. It's so beautiful. I'll treasure it forever."
I'm gonna poke Silme with my finger. Did you hear that? They liked it.
And Soulmates,
We'll just both nod our heads like a slight bow and continue eating.
okay?
Dante's going to stand up and kind of just walk by the table, nod to everyone, grab a piece of sausage and stand in the corner and look at his new book.
Alrighty.
And Sacura will approach the table, poke the chair before sitting down. And the second she makes herself pancakes and sees other people pour syrup on it, so that's what she does. And takes one bite, her eyes just get wide, just staring at the plate, almost fork dropping out of her hand, just in bewilderment to syrup.
And Keegan, at this point, he's sitting across from you, and he notices your reaction, and he just smiles real big and nods his head.
She would look up. This is the best thing I've ever had.
Yeah, that's some local syrup that we got over from Bremen.
She will clap happily and start eating faster, which is probably the most excited anyone's ever seen her eat. She typically nibbles her food, but not this time. She is in syrup heaven.
Does everybody else notice Adam's new book? Is it out in the open?
Oh, Dante's book, you mean?
Yes.
I don't think he's making any show to hide it. Are
No.
you?
No,
No?
I'm just back against the corner. Kind of
Okay.
can probably see maybe brim of it. When you're holding a book and you're looking at somebody, you just see the top of the pages, not the actual pages, but how many pages there are and shit.
Yeah, so Laughter, you can make out that this is definitely a different book than you usually see his face buried in. This one looks a lot older and more worn. And your other book, was it a black book that you were reading from in the past?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this one is it's a deep brown, clearly leather. So it definitely looks a lot different than the other one. So yeah, I'd say you'd notice.
Blave is currently eating his pancakes and his sausages at the same time. He wraps up the pancake in the sausage in the pancake and dips it in the syrup.
Mm-hmm.
Just with a half mouthful of food, he just leers over at you and says, "Does this one come with a creature too?"
Gonna peer up and just say, actually, yes, it does, and go back into the book.
I hope it's a little bit more intimidating.
I'm going to just smirk, but not like a happy smirk, more like a distasteful smirk, not towards you and your direction, just in general.
If I hear all that, I'm gonna minor illusion a really large, angry sunshine directly in front of Laughter on his plate.
I'm going to just look around. Can you give it more fangs? Bigger teeth.
Yep.
I'm gonna see how Blave is eating his pancakes and sausage. I'm just gonna be like, oh, and just mimic the way he's eating it.
Fair.
I am going to pause for a moment, wipe my mouth, and say, Garrett, a question. Being the well-traveled traveler that you are,
Yes.
what do you know of the tribes of natives around these areas? The savages. And Blave kind of chuckles at the word.
Oh, you mean the rugged barbarians? They're not quite as bad as others might make them seem. They're quite down to earth if you really think about it. And then, well, there's also the Dwaggers, who have been going a little crazy lately, but I'm not really quite sure why.
Dualgers, mind if you explain?
Well, yes, they are smaller folk, and they're more down south than here. I don't quite know too much. I've just seen them passing by, and they're always clutching their bags. At one point, I saw one drop a rock out of it, and he picked it up like it was a very valuable gemstone or something of the sorts, but it was blackened. It almost looked like coal. It was the strangest thing. I don't quite know what they're up to.
And this other group, this ragged barbarians, where would you reside? Say again. I'm sorry.
Ragged? It's I believe RHEGED. I might be putting the H in the wrong place.
Ragged. Okay.
Yes, they are.
Where would they reside?
They're more towards the mountains. They don't really come to the towns too often. They are, hold on, let me look at my map. They, at one point, lived in the Rugged Glacier, well, before it completely froze over. They're more towards the east. But you'll see them traveling parts once you really get out into the wilderness. People from the towns, that is, are often quite scared of them, but I've always had very good encounters myself. They, sometimes while you're passing them, they'll play some roadside games with you, but not really in threatening ways.
That sounds fun.
Yes. I've always enjoyed their company myself.
Another question, because we did encounter this the other night. that thing that's in the sky that
Oh.
brings the lights. What? I've heard tell of something that brings them. Can you tell me anything more?
Yes, well, sometimes they say, well, it really depends on if you believe the legends, everything, but they say it's the Ice Maiden, Oro, her name is. Sometimes, people will say it's her passing and bringing the lights with her. And some people say that's the magic spell that's on this place. And she brings the lights to keep the sun away. Seems a little counterproductive, if you ask me.
What do you believe?
Well, I'm more of a scientific type person myself, so I'm not really quite sure what causes the lights, but it just seems like a beautiful natural phenomenon, in my opinion. But I could be wrong. I'm not quite sure it's magic holding the sun away, or if it's a natural phenomenon, perhaps a type of climate change. I can't be too certain, but who knows, really?
Your insight is most appreciated, as always.
Yes. They tend to the lights, that is. Some people around the towns call it the rhyme of the Frost Maiden. Quite beautiful, if you ask me.
I'll disagree there. While this conversation's going on, I'm trying to teach Silme how to use a fork.
Okay.
I made a very small one.
Oh,
Very small. Very
Okay.
small.
All right. I was gonna say you've seen these chewingas try and play with silverware in the past. It's about the size of them.
Literally like a splinter of bone from carving, and just like that big. Just to be able to stick it.
Soulmate gladly takes it and starts just trying to emulate everybody else. um, Obviously, you've seen that these chewingas love playing house. So to have their own silverware that's this a size suitable for them is just this is the best day ever. So Silme is dancing around and running around the table and like sticking the fork in people's plates. So at one point Silme goes up to you, Win, goes up to your plate and sticks their little tiny fork into a giant piece of sausage and goes to lift it up to your face, but puts too much force into it because the sausage is very big and the silme is very small. So the sausage flings up and hits you in the face.
I'm just gonna like stand there shocked and look at it like I have no idea what just happened.
And then Silme runs back over to you, Soren, and tries to feed you. And this time picks up a piece of potato, and when they go to lift it, the potato falls off of the fork and just looks at it all sadly and keeps trying. And the potato ends up turning almost into like a mashed potato from trying so much.
DM,
Yes.
while all this is going on, I'm going to expend one of my dice,
Okay.
and in Soren's head, while Blave is feeding Kaltazar, you hear a voice creep in. Should we ask him about the Arcane Brotherhood?
That's actually not a bad idea. Wait, can I respond?
Yes,
Sorry.
we are connected for at least 4 hours.
Perfect.
Ooh,
So,
I know that.
I would say that's probably a good idea. But, maybe not press. Let's gauge their reaction first. Yeah?
I'll follow your lead. And for the first time, Blave makes eye contact and just gives you a wink.
I wink back immediately. Oh, yeah. Keegan.
Yes.
I know it's probably tough to bring up, at least from reactions we've seen so far. But do you know anything of the Arcane Brotherhood?
The Arcane Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Well, we have been seeing them around more lately. I'm not quite sure what they're up to. But they have made their way up here. I knew about them from the past when I lived along the Sword Coast. They are a very secret society. I can't say exactly what they do. I'm not a part of them myself. It seems they don't share their secrets too keenly, but they usually tend to seek out knowledge on powerful magics. So I don't really know myself. If I was to guess of why they would be here, it could have something to do with what Garrett was talking about, the rhyme of the Frost Maiden. That perhaps that drew them here, but for exact reasonings, I cannot say. This is all I really know of the Arcane Brotherhood, and probably all most people would know, except for people that are within the Arcane Brotherhood. I do know that there are some people who actively oppose them, known as the Harpers. And the Harpers have been known historically to seek out freedom and freeing people from corrupt governments and the like. They tend to work in the shadows. You have probably met quite a few Harpers in your life without actually knowing it. Some are bards, traveling and gaining their tales that way and their intel that way. They're very interesting people, I must say. But they very much oppose the Arcane Brotherhood. So, knowing what I do know of the Harpers, I could presume that perhaps the Arcane Brotherhood seek power from the inside.
DM, I wanted to make it a point when Laughter did that, Lump can perceive what they were saying.
Yep.
Right, well, I believe, actually one of the Harpers might have traveled with my tribe for a little bit of time, but not terribly long. He's a good person.
Yes, they
But-
do tend to be.
You saying that says everything we might need to know about the Brotherhood.
That's everything that I do know about the Brotherhood. So, beyond that, he's gonna glance over at Garrett, and Garrett's gonna shrug. And Garrett's gonna look up and say, not many people know what the Brotherhood do in the shadows. And personally, I'm not sure I'd want to.
That's all we need to know. Perfect.
I'm going to think to you, Soren. Danica?
I don't think so. I could be wrong, but she seemed... What's the word I'm looking for? Neurotic? Antsy? She just seemed to...
Secretive and paranoid. I'm going to get up from the table and just pat down Caltazar, just keeping a low profile.
Yeah, I'll be continuing to play with Selma at the time. And eating. Yes, secretive for sure, but it seemed she would have been trying to be more hidden from the Brotherhood. At least from my perspective, I could be, like I said, I could be wrong, but if she is working with them, then we shouldn't have given the Chwingas Selma's friends.
Garrett, I'm going to say out loud.
Yes.
Might I be so humble as to ask of maybe a bottle of that fine wine that you we had partaken of last night? I fell in love with it, I must say.
He's gonna nod his head and look towards Keegan, and Keegan's gonna smile real big and hurry into the kitchen. You hear a little bit of clinking, and he comes walking back and hands half. There's only half of the bottle left now, so he hands it
More
over
than
to
enough.
you.
Many thanks, thank you.
Yes.
Right, one more question, if you don't mind.
Who's this directed at?
Both of them.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me. You mentioned, the lake monster. Do you know where we might find some more information? I'm sorry, I was very eager and excited last night. I might have missed if you had said it previously.
Yeah, well, Keegan says, that was over in Bremen. It's the lake right in Bremen, so I think perhaps you might find people that know more than I there.
Right, perfect. Sorry, I thought it was on the outskirts of Targos here. The bread was just so delicious, and thank you again. Cinnamon gets to my head. Oof.
Well, speaking of that, Keegan runs off into the kitchen and he comes back with a like a small like a towel blanket type thing, like a picnic blanket, and he unfolds it on the table, and there is 12 pieces of bread, or 12 full loaves that seems he might have worked very hard all night on. I wanted to make sure that you all had sufficient sustenance for your travels.
Crying. Just full on ugly cry at the beauty of this magnificent sight.
Man tear from Blave.
Wait, I could never. So, I don't. I'm not sure how we can ever repay you.
Oh, no, no, no. We don't do any of this for payment. You helped my husband. You brought him home to me.
We'll bring you back gifts and souvenirs and trophies. I will be here once a week at least. If you do not hear from us at least once per week, we may be in trouble. Or we're just really far away from a mailbox.
Well, I will keep that in mind.
Excellent. I miss you already. Come.
And he hugs you right back tightly.
Sakura's gonna get up and stretch from eating, wrap up the sausages she didn't eat because pancakes, and put those away for Moon. And she will go up and give both of them a flower. Say, I look forward to seeing you guys again.
And Keegan immediately sticks his nose in the flower and just. And Garrett looks at it and you see him gently rub a petal and look up and say thank you.
Wind is gonna get up, walk over. He's gonna put his hands together, and he's going to give them a bow, and he's going to say, "Thank you for the hospitality, and
Yes.
thank you very much for the much useful information."
Yes, well. We wish you very safe travels wherever that might take you. Garrett nods.
Blave's gonna give them both a hug. Big bear hugs. And thank them so much for the food. Just profusely say it was divine, and thank them for teaching how to cook that meal, because I'm going to enjoy it and think about them the entire time.
So Garrett awkwardly pats your back when you hug him, and Keegan bear hugs you right back.
I hope to see great things of those ram skulls.
Ah, yes, I'm so excited to get to work on them.
And I'm going to just take out the fox that I had taken and just shake it goodbye as we leave.
Alrighty. Okay, so everybody is
Dante was going to walk up and nod to both of them and have sunshine like fly around their heads for real quick, land on my shoulder, and as I'm nodding, I'm going to whisper to them, thank you, and I guess it seems we're headed to Maehwa.
yes, please be safe.
Won't be my first rodeo, and just nod again and leave.
Before we leave, I'm going to go up to Blave, because I'm going to assume he still has some. Be like, hey, Blave, can I have my cloak back?
Blave just has it over his shoulder and has just been like nonchalantly just has it there, completely forgot about it, and it's just like, oh. He's going to bow his head. Thank you again for taking care of my drunk ass.
I'm going to stare at the bottle that's in his bag and be like, I think it's going to happen again.
No, never. I can keep my... Last time was a fluke. It's just been a while.
I'm just going to have a big grin. Sure. Well, at least you know. I'll be around. And I'll take my cloak and put it on.
Alrighty. Okay. So you begin walking towards the northern exit of Targos. And when you start to walk out the entrance, you glance over, and if you're looking at the map where I'm pinging right now, you see a pike buried into the ice, and connected to this pike is a thawing out body. Someone who looks like a fairly fresh corpse of a person that looks like they were frozen. And they're wearing no cloaks or anything, just basic tunic and trousers. And their face is frozen in a look of horror, a look of shock. Like it was something sudden. and you see some fishermen surrounding the body, and they're slowly taking it down and shaking their heads as they're cutting this person free.
Oh, naturally, I'm gonna go over. Is it? Everybody see that?
I'm gonna muster some courage and follow Sly.
Is there a crowd?
It's-
Like, is this like everybody is seeing this in town right now?
There's about 6 fishermen. Well, men that you can presume are fishermen based off of the way they're dressed and their tackle boxes and everything. It looks like they were maybe walking out of town to go do some ice fishing or something.
I'm gonna put my ice spike boots on, and I'm gonna walk over out there.
Okay?
Going to place them on my feet as well as we get to the dock, and then follow.
Okay.
I'm staying on my axe beak.
Alrighty.
Walking over.
Yeah, I'll actually get on my axe beak and have Moon jump up onto the back and follow from behind.
Alrighty. So you get
My-
over, and the
my axe
fishermen just kind of glance up and then continue doing what they're doing. They look very visibly upset.
What happened here?
One of them is going to look up. He has his hood and everything pulled back. He's got messy, short brown hair, a human. He's going to look up and say, "Those damn fanatics. Those ice druids that follow Oral. They came in yesterday and they were raising hell at the town hall, saying that if we don't make our sacrifices."
Sacrifices.
Yes, well, around these parts, we tend to have different sacrifices that each town has to make. Some is warmth, some is food, and some, he's gonna glance over at the corpse, and say, "Some, you know."
Oh, they expect you to kill your own. For what?
We were sacrificing food, and they said it wasn't good enough, that the Frost Maiden demands humans. They're crazy. They came down from Lonelywood. They left back to there after.
Uh-huh. How often do they travel through these parts?
Not terribly often. We've only seen them a handful of times since the sun stopped coming out.
And how many druids are there?
I can't be too sure. I've only seen 2 different druids. I heard about 3 sisters, but I've only met 2.
What would you do or give if someone were to handle these druids for you?
I'd give all my catch for a day. I'd give all my catch for a week.
I'm gonna turn to the group and I'm gonna say, "Are we going to go kill some druids?"
He's not acknowledging you. He's just looking at the fisherman. Keep me fish. Where is Lonelywood? How do we get there?
Well, you're going in the right direction already. It's just a bit north of Bremen. Towards. Hold on a minute. Yes, it's a bit north of Bremen. You could even take the other road going northeast. That one's a bit safer.
Are there any signs that you might be coming in peace in order to negotiate?
I don't think this looks like peace.
No, but
They're fanatics. There's no reasoning with fanatics. They.
case in point, you're not gonna walk up to fanatics with your swords drawn. They're gonna walk up and want to look them in the eye before you stab them. I'm just looking at all the angles.
Yes, well, I wish you all the luck dealing with them.
Did they do this? Or did they force you to?
They oversaw it. They were holding our children at ransom till we sacrificed one of our own.
They're just gonna cock his head.
At those words, my eyes are gonna ice over. And I'm gonna hand them 2 copper.
Okay?
For the ferryman.
He's gonna take it, nod, and keep his head down. If you're traveling to Lonelywood from Bremen, you can follow the Shengarn River. You'd have to go all the way around the Myrdolden Lake. Another option could be taking a boat across, but that is quite dangerous considering the monster out there and all the floating ice.
We'll be taking care of that too. On the way.
That's the stop in Bremen.
Perfect. Who's ready to go hunting?
Dave's already walking back.
Murder.
And the
Dante's
fishermen
just kind of sitting still, looking down, trying to concept everything with what's about to transpire.
As we pass the dead body, or I get closer, can I see anything druidic on it? Like anything maybe they marked him with, like to show he was a sacrifice?
When you get a little closer, you're examining him and you lift his shirt, you see carved into his stomach is what looks like an icy snowflake. That's about all that really stands out.
And I will pull his shirt back down and just shake my head sadly, and I will definitely remember that symbol and keep an eye for that symbol on our travels.
Alright. The fishermen are going to finish getting him down, letting you examine him. They gently place the coins over his eyes and they hoist him and begin to carry him back on a, what's it called? What are those things called?
Gurney.
Stretcher.
A gurney. I almost said carny, and I was like, that's definitely not right.
The stretcher works too, yeah.
Yeah. And they
DM.
bring him back into town. Yes.
Blave's gonna walk, literally get almost halfway back, stop, turn around, and walk up to the fisherman, the one that said that described what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, to better understand the people that we are hunting, I'm going to have to ask something very personal of you.
Oh.
I wish to see through your eyes. I wish I have a certain talent. I'm going to actually show something that nobody's seen before. Carven bone symbol, almost like a shield of some sort on the inside of Blave's coat. It's just a bunch of basically amalgamations of animals shifting in and out of each other, just almost like in a flame of a conflagration with a black stone at the center of it.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Blave Quinn Gavilar. I'm a ranger of a group of, just say, overt members of the Baldur's Gate community. I'm tracking these, fanatics and wish to bring them to an end, and I wish for your full cooperation.
Okay. He looks at you confused.
Please, relax. And I'm going to place my hand to his head, and I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay. And he doesn't fight you. At first, he's a little hesitant, and then he allows you. And at first, you feel the emotions of regret and pain. And as you start to delve deeper, you feel a very deep-rooted fear. And you continue going deeper, and you start to almost speak to him about what happened and the exact events that transpired. And as you're deep in his thoughts, as you're leading his questioning, you start to see a woman with her skin is very dark, and painted above her eyes is a white, and it covers her entire forehead and her eyes, and as it comes down to her cheeks, it looks like feathers, like white feathers dripping down her entire face. And she has very long dark hair tied in low hanging pigtails, almost a wolf hat or a wolf cloak, almost, that the wolf face covers her face and cloaks down her back. You see her wearing leathers of all different kinds, very thick, and holding a deep brown staff that comes up in a spiral. And she has this look in her eyes that she would do anything for her goddess. And you sense the fisherman's fear when he sees her, and you see a second one that looks very similar. They're almost hard to tell apart as they're dressed almost exactly the same, and their face markings are matching, and you see them in the middle of the town. They have pulled over the town speaker, which is the lead uh, government, in a sense, like the mayor of the town. You see them pull them over, and the second woman has a child in front of her that her almost claw-like fingers are gripping onto, and you see ice starting to encase the child's shoulder as they're speaking, as the other woman is saying, "If you ever want to see the sun again, you will feed our great goddess. You are the reason the sun is not here. But with a little bit of sacrifice, oh, she'll take care of you." And the ice is starting to spread on this child's arm, across their neck, and the child starts to shake. Finally, you see another man, presumably a fisherman of sorts, who looks like a living version of this corpse that was just taken away. He walks up and says, "Leave our children alone. I'll give myself. I'll give myself to her. If you just leave the children alone." And the druid, who was beginning to encase this child in ice, with her other hand, she leans her staff onto her shoulder and waves him over with first the pinky and then the ring and then the middle and then the pointer, and almost a hypnotizing wave of her fingers as this man puts his head down, walks towards them, and she grabs his hand, and his hand begins to become encased in ice, and it leads up his arm to his shoulders, his head down his torso, until his entire body is completely encased in ice, very similar to the way you've seen Soren do it. And the rest of the people all gather together with tears falling down their eyes. The child takes off and runs into their mother's embrace. She grabs him, starts crying, and the rest of the men of the town walk over and lead their friend over, who is currently completely encased in ice, but still living. His eyes are still moving back and forth with fear as they are bringing him over outside of the town, and the druids proceed to melt the ice and tie him up to the pike, and he's left there, no longer encased in ice, as the rest of the town turns with their heads down, ashamed. And that's when the feeling of guilt within this man, who you are currently in his mind, becomes overwhelming. You start to feel it in your own self.
As we recede from this experience, I'm going to place my hand from his shoulder, from his face to his shoulder, and then look him in the eye, because we're good friends now. I'm going to say, do not let this be your fault. The guilt that you feel is not well placed. I will personally see to these atrocities. Have my word. And before I walk off, I'm just going to say thank you for your cooperation on behalf of the Black Menagerie.
Oh, I'm muted. Okay. So as you are speaking to him, his eyes well up, and his tears begin to fall. And as they start to fall, they turn to ice, and you hear the clink, clank, clink, clank, clink, clank of his tears on the ice that you're standing on. He nods and embraces you and starts
okay.
shaking.
It's okay. It's usually what happens. All right.
Do I notice this happening?
Yeah, everybody notices this happening.
I will approach and take a flower off my staff and offer it to him. And I'm so sorry about your friend, but we're not all like that. And I'll gesture to my staff and to myself.
You look nothing like the ice druids, the frost druids, whatever they call themselves.
I'm gonna wipe a tear from his eye.
As it turns to ice and freezes to your finger.
It's okay. It's okay.
Did we determine that Sunshine can detect thoughts, like perceive that?
Yes, it was just message that Sunshine could
Okay,
not
yeah.
perceive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So Dante has the tear forming into ice.
Mhm.
I'm going to look at the rest of the group and say, this will be a conversation to have, when we're not out in the open. And I'm going to give a gold piece to what's his name? Because I feel like I would know his name at this point.
Pierre.
Give it to Pierre and say, my best to the family. Please take care of yourself.
Thank you. He takes it and walks back into the town.
I'm gonna look at Blave. I have a feeling that I can help find them easily, but I don't think they're gonna like seeing me very much. So we gotta be careful.
And he looks at you for the first time, and you just see complete murder in them. I frankly don't give a shit.
Nor do I.
There's a retribution on the wind, and it smells of blood.
I'll do everything in my power to find them.
So lake monster first, or these frost?
Lake monster first. Lake monsters on the way.
I agree.
Before we do the tacos, I would like to go to the store quickly. And
Okay.
I'm gonna start walking off to the
Triglio.
yeah.
All right. It takes no time at all. You already know your way. And yes.
What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna narrate you're walking into the Triglio, but was there something else you wanted to do?
No.
Okay, so you walk in and you see Justin in the same fashion that he's always in, just dusting and stocking.
I'm gonna take the great axe out of my bag, put it on the counter, and I'm going to say, "What would you give me for this?"
He's gonna put down his rag and sigh and look it over. Oh, well, I can give you. It's alright craftsmanship. I can give you 50 gold pieces for it.
Deal. And do you have a map of the 10 towns?
You already have a map.
Do we?
Yeah.
You guys got a map early on.
You guys got a
you're right.
few maps.
I wasn't sure if we just got a map of Brinchand or if we had like all the 10 towns.
Nope, you have a map of Icewind Dale.
Oh, okay, word, perfect. Never mind then.
Yep. So as I had said previously, if you guys got the maps from the dice set, you can use that. Otherwise, there is the map. If you look at your Roll20, if you open up the chat and go over to your journal, it should be there, titled as "We Know," because I'm stupid and I have to make stupid jokes all the time.
That's the best part of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. I mean, I do call the Arcane Brotherhood the Dark Brotherhood way too much for being the DM of this. Yeah. Okay. So he hands over the 50 gold pieces to you.
Okay, I'm gonna walk out and go meet everyone up wherever they were.
Okay. I presume still at the entrance.
Yep.
I'm going to take Fathom aside.
That's Dante, right?
Us.
Okay.
Wait, Fathom. Have a moment.
Of course. Of course.
And you see just on Blaze's face, just like he is not happy after that experience.
You see a similar face.
I'm going to need to ask one favor.
What is that?
I would like that book that you found off of that woman.
Oh, you mean off of Asterix, the tiefling?
Please, I wish to be prepared. I do not like something I do not understand. This, speaking of magics, have me on edge, and I wish to understand.
Well, of course. I mean, you'd have to learn the magics that are in the book, but I have no need of it. It doesn't seem I can make use of it myself. So, I rummage under my cloak, and I have book holsters, you know. So I
Naturally.
pull out, yeah, and I pull one out, and it's the tiefling's wizard book, correct?
First of all, her name is Asterix.
Ax-
Respect the dead. Oh.
I said this the first time.
Glare at Dante.
I said Asterix. I'm doing this out of character. I said Asterix, the tiefling, in character. Okay.
He did. I witness.
Fair, fair.
So yes, it's the a wizard spell book.
It is.
Okay. So I hand over the wizard spell book. Just take care of it. Books are precious. Precious. And there's a lot of knowledge behind every page. Maybe you can
I'm
find
going to
something I
look
did.
at it like a foreign object. Kind of wrinkle my nose, and then just kind of my eyes flick to flump, and then just it goes back into my bag, and I'm going to awkwardly just tap your chest. Much appreciated. And just I'm going to share a look with you that's like I'm not okay with this, and I'm not going to be okay with this until it's done.
And that's what Dante does. He just goes. That's probably the first time you've heard him chuckle like that. I think I did a small laugh before, but yeah.
Wrong, he's laughing. He's been possessed.
Somebody please put him out of his misery. Just under my breath.
baby Yeti.
Jesus.
That's it. You just made him get up and walk away. And he's not even the DM.
In another world, that would have been awesome.
Oh,
I was taking a drag of my cigarette and I just choked on it and coughed. And it was like, that was amazing.
If I was in the middle of drinking coffee, it would have been a spit take.
dang it. So,
Shall we be off?
Onward.
how long was the travel from Targos to Bremen again?
2 hours with no evident trail, but you do know the way by now. You've done it twice, so you start making your way, and I need to take a 5-minute break because I gotta pee really bad.
Do you want me to put on the be back soon screen?
I'll be
Yeah,
right back.
yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good idea. Okay.
I will put that on.
And
All right,
we will
I'll be
be
right
right back, guys. Stay natural.
After
nerds.
these
Be right
messages.
back.
Oh, no! We need to share science time.
Okay, we should
You
be
got your
good. Yep, we're good to go.
bomb.
Okay, welcome back from our little pee-pee break. Okay, so you guys are walking over to Bremen, or writing your axe speaks, whatever's clever at this point. And you get there fairly quickly. You get there in about an hour, as opposed to the 2 hours it took you when you were on foot previously in the middle of the night. Let me switch the map over for you. Alrighty, so you get back to this, definitely, oh, wait. Did I not switch the map? Oh, I did switch the map. It stayed on Targos for me. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, you could switch the players, but then you have to switch yourself too.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I forget to do it too sometimes. I'm like, wait, what's going on?
Let me take off the drawing from when you were, chasing the Chwingas. Okay. Fix my map up. Alrighty. So you get into town. And give me 1 second. You get into town very close to the docks, and the lake around the creaky docks is frozen, which you can presume it forces the fishermen to pull their rowboats onto the ice. You see quite a few groups carrying boats across the ice to where there's actual water rather than ice. And standing between a pair of boats, you see a stout humanoid in cold weather clothing. A gray hood is hiding most of their face, but you can make out a wide nose and a long frosty beard. The figure stamps their feet and spots the lot of you and starts waving. Good, you're here! Get to it, ingrates! Those fish ain't gonna catch themselves!
Fish. Catch.
Yeah, you're the ones that I hired. Don't try to get out of it. I know you. And you're gonna see this grisly face look up at you. I never forget a face. Yep. No, I don't. Don't you see
Inside
this?
check.
Okay.
Sorry, not me to interrupt you.
I was gonna say, DM, do I recognize him?
Not particularly.
15.
15? He really believes he hired you guys. Really believes he hired you guys. Like, he wholeheartedly, genuinely believes he hired you guys. Don't you see? Bloody ice everywhere! Last crew, they were apparently born with pits for eyes, because they sailed right into a damned ice floe. I ain't gotten around to repairing the gunwale yet, but she floats just fine. And he's going to, smack a boat next to him. Alright, listen. You're gonna go out, you're gonna fish for me, you're gonna work for me. You can keep, let's say, a
50.
quarter of the catch. You're gonna keep a quarter of the catch.
50-50.
Yeah, 20 gold pieces for each
50.
fish.
50,
You're gonna listen. I actually like that idea, but how about here's a counter offer. We don't work for you. You sail us out there. We kill the lake monster.
I ain't getting to it with no lake monster. I don't even believe these tales of the lake monster. It's probably just a big old knucklehead trout. But I ain't going out there. I heard you last night after we had a few drinks at the tavern, and you said you'd work for me. 20 gold pieces of fish. A fish. You know how many fish you can catch out on that ice?
I'm gonna push ahead of the group. And how much fish you say?
50-50. We get half. He gets half. He's paying us 40 gold pieces. Perfect.
You want 50-50, you ain't getting shit for gold
50-50
pieces, I'll
for
tell
the
you
gold
that.
pieces of fish, unless you want to go out on the
Well,
ice.
either way, we need to go out on the ice, and this is a newfound confidence that
He
Dante has.
doesn't know
and-
that.
No,
You're already wasting precious trout catching time. You could be out
I-
there catching these fish.
I'm capable of sailing ourselves out. We don't need him to be a liability. As I look to Soren and Wind.
You know how to maneuver a boat.
Let's just say I used to fish a lot.
Okay. We're taking your boat, sir. You can keep your fish, and you can keep your money. We're just taking your boat.
I'm going to take a perception check of the area while he saying that.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Wait. Okay. That's a 26.
A 26. Okay, so as they're talking, you hear footsteps coming up down up the creaky dock towards you, and you see another figure covered head to toe in cold weather clothing, lots of browns, and they walk up and they start wagging their gloved finger at the rusty bearded dwarf in front of you. You have no honor, Erebos! They yell at the guy that's been yelling at you guys. They pull down a woolen muffler to reveal a pale, half-elven face. You're sending these innocent people to their deaths, and for what? A few fish? Pay no mind to this rambling fool. Did you tell them about the lake monster? This half-elf gets into the dwarf's face, and the dwarf starts, there ain't no freaking lake monster, I don't care what any of you say. And he looks
We
back,
know of the lake monster.
and you hear this man start cussing in dwarvish, and he turns and yells, just get to work! So many fish to be caught! And he starts stomping away, and just continues screaming in dwarvish to himself. He still keeps glancing back at his boats. You see one of the boats, it looks like there's a bite mark, like a bite taken out of it. It doesn't look like it was slammed into ice like he previously stated. And after the dwarf leaves, the half-elf looks over at the party, kind of sheepishly. I'm getting the feeling, grimacing, doesn't like me very much, or anyone who steps between him and the gold swimming in this lake. And they put their hand out to you. I'm Tally. I'm studying the local animal life here in Icewind Dale. I couldn't stay silent and watch another crew fall victim to the monster of Merdulden.
I'm gonna
Seen
bow
this thing
and
before. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna bow and tell, and I was going to say, we know of the lake monster. What do you know of it?
Going to take her outstretched hand and shake it because I couldn't stand that if it was just out there.
Okay, and they gladly shake your hand back with a lot of enthusiasm and look around. Well, I heard reports of the creature in Merdulden that was attacking the different fishing parties here. I decided to come and investigate it myself and found that boats from Bremen were the only vessels to suffer these attacks. After deducing this, I began frequenting the docks to warn any uninformed people looking to venture out onto the lake about the danger awaiting there. But the descriptions of the monster, that varies wildly. Some witnesses say it's the size of an ox. Others say it's closer to the size of a house. Some say the monster might be a whale or a large fish, like a knucklehead trout or something. Others describe it as
Yeah.
more lizard-like in appearance. Yeah?
While she's rambling, can I take a nature check on the bite taken out of a boat?
Yes, this is not a she that you're speaking to.
Oh, excuse me.
Yep. No, it's okay. um, looking at them, you can't quite make out if it's a male or female that you're speaking to, or maybe neither.
Right. As
Yep.
they are rambling on, I would like to see if I can take a nature check of the bite mark that I saw of the mid that was in the boat.
Okay, no problem.
13?
13. It doesn't really look like anything you might have seen in the past. You do see clear, you could presume by the looks of the boat that the teeth were kind of sharp as they were going in, but you can't make out exactly what creature might have done this. It doesn't look like the same kind of teeth that a knucklehead trout might have.
Can I get maybe, I guess, the jaw width?
It's about, let's see. The mouth itself, the mark of the bite is about a quarter of the boat. Now this is a general rowboat, like a fishing boat.
Huh.
So quite large, definitely.
That thing has to be at least the size of a wagon.
Yeah, well, there's lots of different reports of it. All do say it is quite large, but the size does vary. But yes, looking at this boat, it is quite large, huh?
I'm going to think to peace. Mind if I take this one?
Go for it. I'm not in any right mind currently.
I'm going to look at our new half-elf friend. We are traveling adventurers on a mission of sorts, trying to track down this beast. I will give you, a fellow researcher, an opportunity time to be the very person that gets to what's the word to when you look what's inside?
Salmon?
Examine, yes, examine this specimen.
Well, I have a different idea there. And Tally's going to pull out a journal, like a marble journal, and also a pen, and hand it over to you and say, if you could get some drawings of it, that would be fantastic. But I myself, I don't really want to be caught out there. See, he says that his fishermen just slammed into some ice, but what he didn't tell you is they never returned. We found the boat, drifted up onto the ice. Not really something I want to get involved with myself, but if you do decide to go out there, if you could please write down any information you learn about the nature of this monster. I mean, if we know what's out there, the people of Bremen would be much safer for it. Well, it bears the potential to be awfully interesting, but I can't really see myself going into harm's way.
If it's out there, it won't be out there for long.
Yes, I believe our friend meant more than autopsy rather than an examination.
Yes, well, I mean, sometimes studies are...
Dissection.
Yes, well... I mean, at the very least, if you don't happen to kill it, if you spot it, maybe write down its size, its physical attributes, general nature. A few people, well, very few people have survived the encounter with the monster. And or they say they have, and they're very shaken up for it, so please do be careful out there.
Would there be any place where we can charter a boat or get supplies before we set out on our journey?
Oh,
Taking that dwarf's boat.
I don't think it's big enough for all of us.
well, I wouldn't myself suggest this boat, and Tally waves towards the damaged boat, but this is also his boat, and they wave to the other boat on the other side, which has the words Burly Ram written on the side of it. It is a little bit larger than the other boat, which has Pronged Goat written on the side of it. It's a little bit larger with no bite mark in it. I'm sure if you told him that you'd do some fishing for him, he would allow you to take his boat.
Shall we commandeer it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's time to go hunting.
Takes drugs.
I'm gonna head over to the
He's gonna
other
take
boat
out a
and-
dagger. Just roll it over his knuckles.
Dante's going to start doing the things that he knows how to do. You know, does it have a sail or is it still a paddle boat?
Hold on one sec. It's a paddle boat.
Okay. All right, well, he's just going to start prepping it.
Okay.
I'm gonna start untying the. I'm gonna walk over to it and start untying it, and just hold on to the ropes.
Where is the dwarf currently?
The dwarf is he's off the docks at this point, and he's like watching and glaring.
DM, would the boat fit our axe beaks as well?
No,
Okay.
not with all of you. Yeah,
Okay, so I'm going to go over to Tully?
Tali.
Tully, sorry. Would you mind taking care of our axe beaks?
Oh, of course. I love these creatures. They're really quite interesting. Come along, and scruffs the axe beak's face feathers.
I'm gonna look at Craig and I'm gonna say, "Go with them and protect them."
And you get a as Craig puts his head down and walks behind them. Okay, and you take the boat out onto the water.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Maybe let me switch the map up for you. As
Looks
well.
like meat's back on the menu, boys.
My God. Give me 1 second. Let me change up the sound set.
Everyone, just make sure you take proper sides, split the weight evenly, please, so we do not capsize.
Call me fat.
No, I'm just saying.
Is there life vests? I'm gonna look around for life vests.
As I'm dumping the life vest overboard.
Oh no.
DM, going to be
Yeah.
sending you a message.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell Moon to like lay under a seat just to make sure Moon is safe.
Alrighty.
What is Sunshine's demeanor right now?
Sunshine is shaking in your underneath of your cloak and everything, and you just hear Sunshine going, "Oh, not again, not again."
I'm just gonna say to him through our telepathic speech. Stay inside. Be fine. We're gonna overcome this. I promise.
I'm gonna go to Sacura. Would you mind if we tied, at least put some sort of leash on Moon here, in case we do get weapons? I'd hate to see him go overboard.
Not a problem.
Slack enough so, if necessary, he can chew himself out.
Yep,
Or
and
we
I
can
will
cut it.
reach. I'll reach under and start tying it to the collar that I had made for him.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll give you the rope for that.
Okay.
Okay, so you take the boat out onto the water, or you carry it across the ice onto the water, and you're there for pretty deep, pretty far out from the ice. You row the boat out with Dante leading the way. You guys can also change up your tokens depending on if you're sitting in different positions or anything. I just did a general, just threw you guys on there while I was getting this map set up, so feel free to change it up if you need to. So as you're out on the water, it seems like forever has passed and there's not really much commotion. After about 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, you see a knucklehead trout. Fairly large, not as big as your boat itself, but probably like a 5-footer. Leap out of the water and then flop back into the water. And as you...
I would like to load the crossbow at the front of the harpoon shooter.
Okay.
That
Can I hold an action to shoot the trout if I see it?
Yeah, sure.
Sweet.
and roughly, just for comparison, was that one bigger than Old Body? I forget how big Old Body is.
This one's smaller than Old Bitey. Not by much, but this one is nowhere near as large and intimidating as Old Bitey was.
Okay.
Okay, give me an attack roll. Okay. As this knucklehead trout leaps, your cat-like reflexes, you've been hanging out with Craig a lot, snaps, and the crossbow bolt, or are you using a harpoon?
I'd be using a crossbow bolt.
Okay. Is there anything tied to the crossbow bolt?
No, I just want to shoot it.
Okay, so you shoot this knucklehead trout, and it drops flat into the water and starts to sink and then floats back up, and it's just riding the waves there.
Would you mind saving the ammo, please? With a bigger picture.
I'm just practicing.
He's better than we are in BDO.
Yeah. But a crossbow's more precise than a fucking cannonball, okay?
Not wrong.
Yes, but yes, save the ammo, please. You see, like, Dante kind of like, how do I say? nervous, yes, and he's shifty, kind of like trying to keep an eye on every part of the fucking lake that he can possibly, while rowing and keeping proper direction.
Okay.
I'm gonna reload the crossbow bolt but with a harpoon that has like a rope tied to it.
Okay. And you're just rowing out into the lake even further, and time passes. It seems like forever since Wind shot the knucklehead trout. And
Yep.
the lake is still and quiet. Yes.
I was gonna say, can I make a perception check for the area if I see something a little bit larger? But
Yeah, go ahead.
And then I'd like to do something after.
Alrighty.
that is a dirty 20.
A dirty 20, okay. You look around, and every once in a while you see a large shadow in the water, but you see a knucklehead trout come up and grab something from the surface and swim back down. Yes, Sacura?
Can I hold fairy fire for if we see it?
Alrighty. Okay. So
I-
about yes.
I was just gonna say to the group, I remember correctly from what we heard, it likes to hide in the shadow of corners. Not quite sure if that's correct. But I've written down in my journal.
Is under where the harpoon is, right? Is that like a little like crevice that goes inside?
Yeah, like you can keep perishables or fish that you caught in there. It's
Okay.
like a little, yeah.
I'm gonna set the barrel. I'm gonna move the barrels like aside, and I'm gonna set them down like as a seat almost, but like laying on its side. And I'm gonna sit on that, and I'm gonna prepare to like slide my legs into that little crevice to like brace myself.
Okay. About an hour passes by. It's very still and quiet. 2 hours pass by. It's starting to get into late noon.
Shall we hold out? No. Sit here for a minute.
What? For sure. But what did you mean, hide in the shadows of corners? That gave me an idea.
Oh, from my notes, and I pull out my journal, it says, what I have written down is it possibly could be a large knucklehead fish, but that's just a rumor for now. But they also said it likes to hide in shadows of corners, possibly,
Of corners?
or a corner, depending on how large it is. Corners.
Interesting. I'd like to catch shape water. About 20 feet from the boat, off the side, and freeze, like make kind of like a large illusion, as big as I possibly can. Like not huge, but you know, just to kind of create a shadow under the water, I guess, or at least like something of that sort. That makes sense.
Alrighty. Yeah. Okay.
So we can lure it.
And you continue sitting in the boat. You see another boat. It's a keel boat with a Targos flag up on it. There's 2 fishermen in this keel boat, and we'll make that 3 because you can also kind of make out the captain of this boat. And they get fairly close to you, within shouting distance, say, "What are you doing out here? You should go fish elsewhere. This is the parts we like to frequent."
Hold. Again. Hold. We are not quite looking for fish per se. We're out here on another boatman's journey per se.
Don't tell me, don't tell me. You're looking for the mythical lake monster, aren't you?
Put it quite frank.
Hey, I said don't tell me.
Oh, sorry. Okay, well, just if you could be on your way, please.
Oh, no. I've seen your type before. You're trying to get all our fish. Oh, we're gonna get the fish first. And they lower nets into the water next to you.
How far are they?
They're about 40 feet away.
As they're dropping the net, I'm gonna freeze the ice over there, but very subtly, so they don't like see me. But I'm gonna like kind of right where they're dropping the net.
And you're gonna hear one of them go, Captain, go really catch something. And they start to lift it out, and they notice the net's frozen, and they all kind of start like scratching their heads. Lower it slowly, looking around suspiciously.
And
Yeah.
I'm going to yell to them, and they don't see this, but I'm quite frustrated. So my eyes start flaming up, and I'm saying, "If you know what's good for you, you get out of here now!" And I'm going to try to intimidate them.
All right, give me an intimidation.
Wow. First time I try it. Oh my god, that sucks so bad. Natural one.
They laugh in your face. They're like, listen. You're so scary. It's cute, really. Listen. We just need to catch some fish for our families. Be on our way. And they continue lowering the net.
I'm gonna turn to the group and I'm gonna say, if they must stay, we could use them as bait.
We're not going to sacrifice innocent lives. What if they do get caught?
It is their choice. We told them we were after them. They know.
Let's move closer, just in case. So at least if it does go on this thing, we might be able to save them.
Sounds like a plan.
As you all see, we do not have nets or any type of fisherman gear except for what's equipped onto this boat.
I'm gonna start lowering a net. I imagine there were nets in the boat because it's a fishing boat, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start lowering a net.
Dante is going to give you the most hated stink eye ever.
I'm gonna turn to them and I'm gonna say, these are our fish, and we're gonna catch them all.
Gotta
So
catch
lower
them
net.
all. Knucklehead trout.
Are there multiple nets or just one?
There's multiple nets.
Yeah, I'm gonna take one and put it off the back end also.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna reposition myself in where I was before on the harpoon.
Okay. Give me 1 second. There's actually a thing for this. I wasn't expecting you guys to actually fish. I was hoping you would. Hold on 1 second. There's a thing for this.
I hate you guys.
Under my breath, I'm just gonna say enough for Dante to hear me, and I guess whoever would be able to hear it, just trust.
Right? So about an hour goes by, and you see the other fishermen. They catch a trout, they pull it onto the boat, and they start rowing back towards Targos. Wind and Soren, who have lowered nets, if you could please give me a survival check.
Can do.
Okay, sorry.
I got a 12. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
17.
17. Okay, so Wind, after about an hour, when you see that when you see them catch their knucklehead trout, you go and check your net and it's completely empty and you're like, oh whatever, these nets don't work anyway. And you turn around as Soren is lugging a knucklehead trout onto the boat.
I'm just gonna look at Sword and I'm gonna see like, you got the good side.
I stab it immediately with my short sword.
Okay, and it dies. And stops flopping on the boat.
The Argosians are already away now at this point.
Yep. Yeah, they already took off towards Scargos after catching. Yum. Alrighty. So after an hour, another hour passes by. It's starting to get dark. You're starting to see Laughter. You're looking up at the sky, and you notice the shadow of what looks like a large bird fly across the sky, and following it is those mythical dancing lights once again. The shadow passes from the north, going towards the south, and a cold wind blows across the lake. The waters become very choppy. Okay. This cold, frigid wind lasts for the next hour, and then alrighty, you are all currently sitting, right?
Yeah.
If we,
I'm not.
I would say I'm not either. I'd say I'd be standing like, since we stopped moving for a while, I'd be in the middle just trying to keep eye out looking around.
Alrighty. Laughter and Dante, if you could both please give me dexterity saving throws.
I was going to specify what I was doing. I was hiding amidst the cargo in the boat.
Okay, so you're not like standing.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Alrighty. So just Dante, if you could please give me a dexterity saving throw.
7. 7.
Buddy.
Oh, I did not want to do this to you, man.
That's
So,
fine.
okay, it's a little bit after dark. The water's, it's an endless dark out there, and suddenly you feel on the bottom of the boat, like something large just rammed it from underneath. And Dante, as you're standing there, keeping an eye out, doing your captain thing, it catches you by surprise, and you topple over and fall out of the boat. I'm going to need you to give me an athletics check to try and get back into the boat.
I would immediately run over and try to get him in.
I was going
Okay.
to say also because
Can
I
I
was
do
keeping
something?
an eye out.
Hold on, let's do his athletics check before. You can do it with advantage because everybody is. I'm sorry, Laughter. I didn't see this until right now, but let's finish this. I'll let you do your athletics with advantage because everybody is helping you back up.
Okay. I love that show that plays Dungeons and Dragons. It's called Critical Role. They have this new campaign. 9!
That was with advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, buddy.
I will not give up.
If anybody else, yeah.
Can I tie a rope around one of the empty barrels and throw it in the water?
Yeah, go ahead. I was also going to say if anybody else wants to try and pull Dante up, you can give me a strength check.
I will.
Yeah, and I'll jump in and try to boost him.
Yeah, so I guess, yeah, we'll both take it, yeah.
All right, yeah. You can both give me strength checks. And Dante, you start, like, you fell in and you fell in and it was just this shock of cold and your body is starting to feel warm as you're trying to pull yourself up and you're losing a lot of your strength. What were your rolls?
17?
13. Okay. Between the two of you, Sacura, you're pulling his arm, and Soren, you're holding onto the boat with one hand and boosting him with the other, and you're finally able to get him up, and he's up on the boat now, and he's shivering.
I will immediately take my cloak off and put it around him and start, like, rubbing his arms and looking frantically around so I can cast my fairy fire on that fucking thing that just bumped the boat.
Okay, Laughter, you were keeping your detect thoughts out. Here. I'll get to keep my intelligence speed. Swimming down below the water, and Sakura, you can give me a perception check to try and see if you can see where it is. It is very dark, given you do have dark vision, but it is very difficult to discern colors or anything. So, yeah, just a straight perception check.
Okay. 14?
14. Give me 1 second, please. Unfortunately, you're not able to see it at all.
Okay. I will just keeping an eye out for it as I try to get Dante warm.
DM, there was something Laughter would like to do once this all transpired. So, Laughter has been hiding in the barrels this entire time. You guys really haven't seen him really emerge until this point where the barrels tip forward, and out pops a 6'7" tall furry creature. The word escapes me. A tabaxi, a gray-skinned, a gray-furred tabaxi with an eye patch. Well, don't just stand around. Grab a harpoon. See if you can find it.
Is that Puss in Boots?
DM?
Yeah.
Oh.
Would I be able to see where it is by chance? It's dark devil sight, so I can see normally in darkness and total darkness. So, no, that's like a genuine question. Like, I can discern colors and things like that, and I can see through darkness.
Give me a perception check.
Nice, sister. Is.
Yep, go ahead. Yeah, it would make sense if you were assisting him, because you are keeping your mind out for it. So you can do it with advantage.
It's cocked. So it's a 19. Okay, yeah, 19. I'm slipping on my fingers, but 19 to 17.
Okay. So you're watching out, and it's very difficult to see in the choppy waters, but you notice one area about at this point, after the whole thing with Dante falling in the water and everything, the time that has passed, which, by the way, there's something I need from you, Dante, after I finish describing this. You're able to see about 30 feet away a very larger than any of the knucklehead trouts that you've seen, dark shadow moving underneath of the water. And it's moving away, and it looks like it's circling. Dante, if you could please give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okie dokie.
This is from the freezing waters.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. You, at this point, you're soaking wet and you're freezing, but you're holding yourself together and you're trying to keep your wits about you after what just happened. It almost gave you kind of a flashback of what's happened in the past. Flump is still in your cloak. You're shaking and going, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. Okay, so yes, you see a large dark shadow about 30 feet away begin to circle the boat.
Okay. I would point that out to everyone, shout, and as I shout, I'll point, and I'd like to cast an Eldritch Blast at it.
Exactly where he points, I'll use my held fairy fire.
I'm going to shoot the harpoon.
Okay. Okay, so give me an attack roll for the Eldritch Blast. Let's go one at a time.
Cocked.
Would he get the advantage from the fairy fire, though?
That is actually a very good point. Are you waiting until she releases the fairy fire?
No, I'm like my point is like at the same time I'm firing.
Okay.
As I say it, I point and fire all at the same time. So it'd be first, and I did get a natural 20.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Look like
All right.
these with me.
Okay. So you can roll the damage.
Okay. So that is 14 total.
Okay. What type of damage is this?
Force. Sorry.
Okay. This app works so well on my 14, you said?
Total after crit.
Okay. The app works so well on like my Android devices, but on my iPad, it's such a biatch when it comes to putting in like healing and damage and everything.
That's so
Okay.
strange.
Yeah. Alrighty. And Sacura. Whoop.
I would
Damn.
need a dexterity saving throw, please.
Yes, ma'am. I was going to roll it, and then my dice went flying.
He's like, bye.
18.
Yeah, that passes. Damn it.
Okay, so everyone, as you're watching, you see Soren release a just this pure energy force, and you see it go through the water, and it looks like it explodes onto something solid beneath the water. And Sakura, you follow suit and aim your fairy fire in the exact place that he had released his Eldritch Blast. And the water lights up for a second and then dwindles away. And real quick, you see a head poke out of the water, very serpentine looking. Large, sharp teeth, and it looks around, and laughter you hear with your detect thoughts. If I let people take me over like this, then take away my intelligence. And Wind, for the harpoon, let's just let's just classify that as a crossbow bolt, or as a crossbow, unless you actually have a harpoon in your inventory that you'd like to use.
I don't have a harpoon or a crossbow in my inventory.
Excuse me, DM. I was also holding a harpoon as well.
Oh, you were? Okay. Wait, if you don't have a crossbow, how are you shooting crossbows?
They're fixated
It's
the
on the
ship,
boat.
it looks like, on the boat. Yeah.
On the
Oh,
boat.
gotcha. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I didn't even realize that was on the boat.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, go ahead. The both of you can add crossbows into your equipment for right now for the use with this. And we'll start with Wind and then Laughter. You can both give me attack rolls.
Okay,
I just found the crossbows.
doing the same.
And then we're going to roll initiative.
Bum, 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 bum.
Would it be a hand crossbow or a heavy crossbow?
Heavy crossbow. And it will take an action to, or not action, it takes a bonus action to load it.
Yep.
It's +5 to hit.
Oh, that's a natural 20 for 26.
Holy shit, that's another natural 20!
Oh my god!
I'm taking a picture of this shit!
Correct script.
We'll start with Wind. Give me your damage. Doubled. That's 3 crits on this. 4 fucking creatures.
No.
That's
Yeah.
12.
12 damage. Is that the full?
That's the full, yeah.
Doubled?
Yeah.
After dies. I love it.
And as the crossbow shoots out, I'm gonna hold the end of the rope and brace myself.
Okay. Alright, Laughter, your damage, please.
That's just the damage of the crossbow. You don't add anything to it, yes?
Yeah, whatever the damage there says.
1d6 plus 3. Okay, so it's 9 total.
9 total, that's doubled.
It
Oh,
should
no.
be 1d10 plus 4. Heavy crossbow.
The plus depends on your modifiers.
Oh.
That's what I was thinking. So yeah, it's 6 plus 3 doubled, so it's 18 total.
No, that was advantage, and nobody is in melee with me. Yeah. Yep. Alrighty, if everybody can please roll initiative, I will go down the line.
That was insane.
That was.
Sacura.
I got a natural 20, so 20.
Oh my god! 27?
I can't believe this. Yeah, I'm about to take a picture.
This is the
Sacura,
night
wait.
of crits.
Not only that, Sacura, this is like the second or third time you had a natural 20 on initiative.
I only get it on initiative. It's crazy, which I really wish I would get it to do more damage, which would be fantastic. But no, I get it on initiative.
Felt. Hard felt. Dante.
So I keep getting the same natural 1. 2 for initiative. Yeah.
Your 4 plus 1 dex roll. Laughter.
15 total.
Okay. Soren.
30, 20.
30, 20. Wind.
9 total.
9 total. Alright, let me roll for the mysterious lake monster. Okay, just put you guys in order real quick. I think we all know who's going first.
Is it me?
No,
Must be Monday.
slow boy. Okay. Writing out your initiative. Okay, Sacura. You're up.
All right, because I can see where it's at now because the rope's attached to it, I am going to cast Moonbeam over it.
Okay, that's a Constitution saving throw, if I'm correct?
Yes, it is.
16.
Yeah, it passes, so it takes half the damage.
Okay.
So it's 18, so it'll take 9. And yeah, I can, even though it took half damage, I can still keep it up over it, right?
Yes, you can. Keep that concentrated.
Okay, I am going to keep it concentrated over it.
And that's your turn.
That'll be my turn.
Soren, you are up.
Uh,
Yes. Eldritch Black on
Wow. That's racist.
Well,
Right?
warlocks are one-trick ponies. No, I'm joking.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Wow.
We should have named the session One Trick Ponies. Damn it.
I am more than just a warlock.
Friendly.
I'm kidding. I love
Yeah.
you
PvP right now.
guys.
Oh my god.
I gotta walk through a portal. I heard somebody talking.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna bonus action X this little motherfucker.
Okay, and what's that gonna do?
So X. Until the spell ends, you deal an additional 1d6 necrotic to the target whenever you hit it with an attack. Also, choose one ability when you cast the spell. I'm going to go with.
Moonbeam.
It's for ability checks, not saving throws, unfortunately.
Oh, damn.
I'm gonna go with strength.
Okay.
Just because it has disadvantage on the ability checks.
Okay.
And I'm gonna swim on over. I'm gonna be like, whoop, casually.
Swimming over to it?
Wait,
Yes. I was in the water.
He was in the water.
Okay. And you never got back in?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, I love your face. This is good. This is good stuff. That means I'm doing exactly the right thing. And, oh god.
Or I'm
Guys.
terrified for you.
Yeah, probably. So, just double check this. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna need it to make a Constitution saving throw as I reach my hand out and freeze it.
Is this for shape water?
Frostbite.
Okay. Constitution saving throw?
Yes, please.
6?
It does not succeed. So, he is going, or it is going to take 6 cold damage and 5 necrotic damage. and it has disadvantage on next weapon attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
Okay. And that's your turn?
Yep.
Alrighty. This thing is looking furious as you swim over like a freaking weirdo and release some ice into its face, and it's like, ah. Laughter.
Well then, I'm going to bonus. Oh, sorry. Wrong character.
Okay.
I'm going to bonus action. Load the fire.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
23 to hit.
Yeah. 23 plus hit.
Another 9.
Okay, so you release the crossbow bolt and watch it soar through the air, over Soren's head, and straight in between the eyes of this large creature as it releases howl of pain. And Soren watches his body become limp as it falls dead.
Hey, Soren! Does that still only count as one?
I'm gonna start to pull it in.
Of course, it only counts as one.
Okay, you're pulling it in?
Yeah, I'm pulling it in.
Okay, and as he's pulling it in, you start... Soren, you just kind of grab onto this creature as he's pulling it in. Just like, okay, cool, yeah, I'm along for the ride. Right? Good job, guys. 3
While they're
crits in a
doing-
fucking row.
Oh, that was really it?
Oh my god. Yeah, that was... Yeah, you got 3 crits in a row!
Dude, I was ready. Like the way you said that. For some reason, I was like, "This isn't it." There's more.
I thought he was
just
gonna
before
like
you were
try to
talking about
pick
it.
a jump on you while you're on it or some shit.
Aim.
Yeah.
Aim.
It had 4 HP left when Laughter just hit it.
Just sneak attack laughter. Sorry.
No, not at
Oh
all.
yeah, you would have had sneak attack.
That's why I did that. Yeah.
Okay, wait. Let's see how dead this thing is.
See, I think, man.
One extra point.
Excellent.
Okay.
You just see Laughter throw like one little last dagger at the dead fucking thing just to like prove a point.
It's my kill. Mine.
Okay.
As they're pulling it in, I'm going to be leaned down in front of Dante, like still rubbing his shoulders with my cloak over him, and just, are you okay?
By now, I'm like back against the storage area and just knees to face, head down, and just. He's warmed up by now, but he's just.
Oh no, you're still soaking wet.
Okay.
You are
Yeah, I'm just
still
trying to
soft
use
and-
friction to like get him as warm as I can.
Okay. I'm shivering with my head down and everything, and Dante's gonna say in his head, if I freeze to death, it's your fault. It'd be nice if you helped us.
The form of laughter is going to sit proudly at the harpoon and rub his hands together, casting thaumaturgy to dry man known as Fathom.
Okay,
Oh, you could do that with thaumaturgy? God, I feel like an idiot.
I'm almost positive. It's a burst of air that can basically be heated or cooled.
alright, well from after that battle, Dante, right before that happens, one more con save, please.
You're not using that one. 13.
freezing, but you're still holding yourself together, and
What was the natural one? Did I take damage from that? I forgot.
the natural one, you fell into the water.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, no. You didn't get a natural one for your con save, you know. Oh boy, you know.
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay.
I'm gonna tie off the lake monster to like the front of the boat before we go, and just like secure it on there.
Okay, and Laughter, you let out quite a few bursts of warm air, and it takes about 15 minutes to release enough to get him where he's sufficiently dry enough. You're still a little damp, Dante, but you're starting to warm up a little bit now. Your body still feels pretty stiff. You definitely hit hypothermia for at least a minute when all this was happening. But you're starting to kind of like shake it off a bit. Your hands are stopping. They're shaking.
I still wanted to like ask him that, like, why aren't you helping me right now? Otherwise you won't get what you want, kind of thing.
Oh, I see. I thought you were talking to Laughter.
No.
Oh. You're just going to hear.
It's fun and games to you, it seems, but if I'm not here, then what else are you gonna
No response.
do? And I'll just sit.
Okay. Alright, and when you tie the lake monster to the boat, and it's fairly dark at this point. How are you all proceeding?
Going to look down at Dante and be like, I think you're the only one who's going to be able to get us back.
Are we trying to go back? Or are we trying to go wrong?
Go to the
Let's
wood.
go.
Go to the wood. Go straight.
If I remember correctly, it's that way. I can only point for now. It's up to you to get us there.
Fair enough.
Okie dokie. And I'm going to go to paddle, but I'm going to leave my cloak on Dante.
Okay.
Will also assist.
I'm also
Oh.
going to paddle.
I'll put my cloak on top of it as well.
Before
Actually,
I start-
never mind. Mine's soaked. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it. Just gonna take it off because it's heavy. Sorry. Yeah.
Before I start to paddle, I want to chop the head off of the lake monster with my sword.
Okay. Give me a strength check as here. Actually, you know what? Let me throw something up on here to kind of like you see the head from that layer. If you look next to you, that's about the size that it is. About the size of the boat.
Oh, it's about the size of the boat?
Yeah.
Maybe we should drag it behind us.
The head itself is the size of the boat.
What?
Okay,
No.
I'm not.
No, the whole thing itself is the size of the boat, so.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I would like to still chop off his head.
Okay. Give me a strength check to see if you can get through that broad.
Okay. That is an 11.
Good. Most of the way through, you start to get pretty tired. Your arm gets a little sore. Finish it.
Okay, I'll finish it.
Yep. Okay. Alrighty. I was not expecting you guys to go straight for the. Oh, cat! Ow! Ow! You're a very large cat. Alright. Okay. So to actually get there, if you're pointing the way, Dante.
I mean, from my own history, I would know the way, wouldn't I?
Okay. Generally, yes, but you have been out in the water for quite a bit of time. And this route isn't too traversed. Usually people take the roads around the 10 towns. Some people do take boats, but if you could give me I'd say a survival check with advantage because you are from here.
Okay. Come on, roll better, bitches. With advantage. Okay, so the first one was
That one. Oh.
Natural 2. But the big one is natural 19, so 20, 21, 22.
Okay, like you've done this your whole life, your past life. You make your way, you point the way to Lonelywood, and everybody does begin to row. It takes quite a few hours to get there. It's pretty late by this point. It's starting to get really cold. The winds are pretty fierce out on the waters. But as you continue rowing northeast, where Dante is pointing everybody to, after a few hours, you start to see a tree line that you could presume is Lonelywood.
When we get to shore, is everybody alright with making camp? Rest for the night.
I would like to warm up, yes.
Right. Fire would help.
I just want to switch maps for y'all. Okay. So the water that you're on is you do start to see the tree line, and then as you get a bit closer, you start to notice houses and everything along the coast of the lake. Now it's totally up to you guys if you want to go more like veer away from the town and go into the woods, or if you want to go right into town. There is docks and everything that you could pull into.
We should go to town and tell everybody we killed the monster. Maybe it'll fetch a nice price.
Maybe get a good meal.
Precisely. Good bedding, good warmth.
I agree.
Okay.
Whatever gets me off this fucking lake.
No, I don't think
Oh,
you
whoops.
dropped. I said that out loud just in case you were muted.
Yeah, I was muted.
Because Miguel's like, did I drop? And I was like,
So you start to pull up onto the docks, and you see a very almost everything's kind of scattered amongst the trees. You can tell that they never really cleared trees before making the town. They just worked around the trees. It's very hidden and nestled here. Very dark, considering how hidden it is from everything else. Dante, you would remember that this is where a lot of people hide out from your previous life. You know that people tend to come here when they're running from the law.
Port Royal, per se.
What was that?
Tortuga, per se.
Tortuga?
like a Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Let me change over the sound set. However, you do know of a tavern or an inn nearby that you had stayed at previous times in your life, and a tavern. Let me get back over to the map. The tavern, called the Lucky Liar, is right here. And Happy Scrim Shander, yeah, is right there.
Lyre like the instrument, or lyre like your lyre?
The latter.
And the happy what?
Scrim Shander. Did I switch the map over for you guys?
We have the town.
Oh, we're at Lonelywood, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yep.
Happy
Yeah, you-
Grim Shander.
Yep. You can see them right here. Mid top of the map town.
I'm just going to kind of mosey off the boat, and you want food and drink, or do we want bedding?
Yes.
I'm with peace, and you guys look over. It's a very perturbed and somewhat seasick Blave.
Oh, welcome back, Blave.
Fuck off. Let's get off this boat.
So food and drink it is. I know this place. Let's go to the Lucky Liar, and I'll lead everyone there.
Okay. Alrighty.
Put my cloak back up as we get off the boat. I just wanted to take it out. Alright.
As we walk around, I wanna look around, listen for whispers.
Okay. Well, it's the middle of the night. There's not too many people walking around outside. And, sorry, getting the soundscape just right for the time of the night. Okay. So you walk in, and alrighty. walk in and you see some fishermen and some that you could presume are woodcutters, as they have woodcutting axes leaned against the chairs that they're on and everything. And you see some people that look a little shadier than others, people that are keeping their heads down, people gambling. And as you're walking through, sorry, I'm so excited.
Don't leave us hanging. We're gonna roll initiative.
No. Okay, so as you're walking through the tables and everything, you see one guy looking around at everybody, and he's a larger man with a bald head, and he's got a large trench coat on. He's leaned back on his chair, looking around, and he spots you guys walk in, and he goes, "Hey, you want to raise some snails?"
Yes.
My eyes go.
He opens his trench. He opens his trench coat, and you see a bunch of snail shells, like in these pockets, and you see little snail heads pop up and look around, and then go back into their shells. He starts to pull them out, and puts them on the table, and looks around. And you see a few of the locals, woodcutters, 2 woodcutters and a fisherman. They immediately spot the snails and they come walking over too.
That price, what are the rules? How do we do this? This is wonderful.
All of you might not know this about myself, but I am a gambling man, so I'm in.
Perfect.
I also like a good wager.
Detect thoughts on the snails.
Yes!
Okay, you feel contented from them because it's warm. Okay, give me 1 second. So. Okay, real quick, who's all playing, just so I can get this written down, and then I'll go over the rules.
I'm not playing. I want to pick the winner.
Oh, okay.
I'm playing.
Okay, so Soren and Win.
And Dante, but if he's doing detect thoughts and he could pick the winner, then yeah.
Well, that goes off of snails and not people. Snails don't really give a fuck.
I want to
Okay.
see if Eddie was angsty enough, that
Gotcha.
kind of knows what's going on, yeah, that one.
My body is ready.
Like Turbo. Anybody see that movie?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So good. Alright, give me 1 second. Let me actually get some shit set up for this. Alrighty,
She's
so.
snails. She's actually got the snails.
Alright, I would have prepared something actually for Roll20, but I wasn't expecting you guys to get to here today. So, alrighty, you guys really picked up the pace today. Took me by the wind. Alright. Okay. So, the goal of the game is to get your snail to travel 30 inches before the other snails do, right? At the start of every round, each player decides which dice they will use to advance their snail that round. A D4, a D6, a D8, a D10, or a D12. Your choice. I can say that lower or slower if you guys want me to repeat it. Okay, so pretty much everything but a D20 and a percentile. Alright, so you can choose which one you are using. and write down your choice. Keep it hidden from the other players, so you can PM it to me. Which dice you're going to use?
I'm
Okay.
sorry. I dropped. I'm sorry.
Okay, so at the beginning of so the point of the game is to get your snail to travel 30 inches before the rest of the players and whoever else is gambling, before their snail makes it 30 inches. So you get to choose for which dice you're gonna roll: a D4, a D6, a D8, a D10, or a D12. Write down which dice you're going to use, like which type of die you're going to use, and also PM it to me so that I know.
Okay.
Okay. Alrighty, and then yeah. So that's for starters. After I know what dice you use, some things might happen, which we'll go over if that happens, what type of die you use. And then for this, I'm just going to have it being the 3 of you without the others thrown in, just to get used to the mechanics of the game. Alrighty. And yeah, so I will say the rest once I know what dice you guys are using.
And who's playing right now?
That is Wind, Dante, and Soren currently.
Gotcha. Money is on Adam.
Okay.
The dice we pick has to be the same through the whole thing, or do we switch it around?
You switch every round.
Okay, alright, I just wanted to make sure.
You'll see why. Okay. And Dante, I just need yours. I just found this game, so like, bear with me while I learn it with you guys. I've been
very excited.
I could just picture this dude just like with wide eyes, barely any teeth. You wanna raise some snails?
Yes!
What are you buying?
I've been waiting for this moment, guys. You have no idea.
I think 9, Daisy.
Yep, I got it. Okay.
They're blue snail.
Yeah, sure, we can say there's a blue
The
snail.
lightning bolt on it.
Name is both.
Yes.
Okay. Now everybody can roll their dice that they chose, and you can just audibly say the number.
7.
7. Okay.
8.
8. Okay.
10.
All right, and 10. Okay, so the 3 of you, you choose your snails and you set them out, right? Dante,
I'm black and green, by the way.
yours is black and green. Okay.
Mine's purple.
Okay. So Dante and Soren, your snails just kind of look at each other and they blink at each other, while Wind's snail travels 10 inches forward. Okay. Now, choose new dice. You can again do a D4, D6, D8, D10, or D12. PM me the which dice you're using. That you're using. Okay. Okay. And okay, nice. Alrighty. Okay. You can roll your snail dice again.
10.
11.
Okay. So one for Soren. That was 11 for Dante, right?
Win.
11 for Wind. Okay.
And 10 for Dante.
Okay. All right, so Dante, your snail just sets forward, moving with the speed of the speedy snail. Moves up 10 feet. Wind, yours moves up another 11 feet. It is at the 21 mark. Soren, yours glances around and then scoots forward an inch. Okay?
I'm just gonna say, on your own time.
Seems I've chosen a winner.
Okay, everybody. All right, Miguel, you just send me yours. Okay. And Soren. Okay. Everybody can roll their snail dice again.
Three.
Okay.
I also got a 3.
Okay.
I got a 2.
You got a 2. Okay, so this round, Wind, your snail just comes to a dead stop. Dante, yours completely forgets why it's there, what it's doing, while Soren's brave little snail, like the little toaster it is, scoots forward another 2 inches.
Go get him, buddy.
I'll explain exactly how I come to all of this after the game. Okay, I got Miguel's. Or Dante's. Okay. Okay. All right, everybody can roll their die again.
4.
Okay. Okay.
4 for Dante.
Okay, so this round, Soren and Dante, your snails just freeze up again. And while Wind, your snail scoots forward. It's 1 inch from the finish line. One more round. Let's go. Or maybe one more round. I guess that really depends on you guys. Okay. 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 Give me your rolls again.
Got a
2.
natural 1.
6.
You got a 6. Okay, Soren. This round, your snail is the only one to move forward. And it makes it just before the 10 mark. So it got 9 inches forward, while Wind and Dante, your snails just aren't moving. You're coaxing them, and they're just looking at you and blinking at you as you're like, come on, go, 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 go! And they're just looking at you like, no, dude. All right, I got Dante's. Okay. Alrighty, everybody. Give me your snail rolls again. I'll go down the line. Wind.
8.
Okay. Dante.
6.
6. And Soren. 4. Okay. Brave little toaster snails. This time they all start moving forward with the speed of really fast snails. And Wind, yours scoots that 1 inch forward, and you take the win.
Ha!
Now, how this game works and why some of your snails weren't moving forward. So everybody gets to choose which die they use. If any people choose the same die, their snail doesn't move. So while some of you guys were like when you were staying on yours steady, so whenever anybody else chose a D12, your snail wouldn't move. Dante and Soren, the first round you both chose a D10, I think it was. So neither of your snails moved.
The first round was a 8. Yeah.
The first round was an 8. Yeah, you both chose D8 for the first round.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Cool.
wow,
That's really neat.
that is really
Yeah,
cool.
right? I was really excited when I found this. I was like, I can't wait to implement this. I just gotta wait for the right tavern.
So are we going to gamble now?
Yeah.
Wait, was there no wager?
I believe this was just a practice round.
Yeah, it was.
I thought I was a millionaire.
What's the wager?
I'm gonna take 50 gold coins and pop it on the table.
I know where you got that 50.
Going to match his 50.
So matches 50.
Okay.
I'm going to look over to, I believe he's Blave now. Blave, you're going to join us in some fun. And I'm going to wave to, Dante's feeling good right now, so he's going to wave to the bartender around for us, please.
Okay. Give me 1 second, please. The tavern. Okay, so you see a raven-haired woman. She hurries over. And, yep. Right away. She hurries off. Comes back with ale for everyone. Okay. Right, so is it just the 3 of you playing again?
Laughter, Sacura, do you want to have some fun or no?
I will just watch.
Watch all you kick their ass. That's what I want to do.
No, it's the purple rocket.
It's the midnight light that wants to win.
Midnight lights. He's got lights. He's infected. Everybody get back.
Light! Protect your snails! Protect your snails!
Okay, so just the 3 of you?
I guess so.
Okay, we'll do 1 more round and then we'll call it for the night. Okay. Alrighty, everybody choose your snail die. Okay. 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 Give me 1 second.
Now it is you that shall go down.
I don't know, I have a good feeling about this.
All right, everybody, roll your dice, and I'll go down the line. Wind.
10.
Okay. Dante.
6.
6. And Soren.
6.
Okay. So immediately, when your snail speeds forward to the 10 line, Dante and Soren, your snails are very close behind. They hit that 6 mark. Alrighty, everybody, send me your new snail dice. Okay, everybody go ahead and roll your snail dice. I'll go down the line. Wind.
1.
Okay. Dante.
1.
Oh my fucking god, sorry.
9.
Nice. Give me 1 second. Okay, so when your snail scoots forward 1 inch just above the 10 line, Dante, yours scoots forward 1 inch. few paces back from the 10 line, and Soren, your speeds forward! Halfway up the 10 line, almost to the 20. Sitting pretty at 15.
Come on, Blue. Get him.
You're right now in the lead. Okay, everybody send me your new snail dice. Okay. Okay, everybody roll your snail dice. I'll go down the line. Wind.
12.
Okay, Dante.
10.
Okay, and Soren. You also got a 10. Okay, so Wind and Dante, your snails just sit there blinking, not listening to you at all.
I knew it.
Soren, your speeds forward 5 inches from the 30 line.
Well, underestimated Blue. You shall pay the price.
Okay. Send me your new snail dice. Okay, everybody roll your new snail dice. I will go down the line. Win?
2.
2? Okay. Dante.
1.
Okay, Soren.
6.
Oh boy. Alrighty. Wind and Dante, no matter what you do, your snails won't move. They're like stuck to the table. You try to pull them up and they're like, no, I'm not freaking moving. And Soren, yours just speeds forward past the 30 line. We have a snail winner. Woo!
Didn't even know when to stop. That's how good he is. Give me your money.
I'll hand over 50 GP.
And not to break.
I'm gonna hand over 50. I'll give him like the bag that was on the table.
Okay. Soren, you are now 100 gold pieces richer. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah, that was freaking awesome.
That was a fun one.
Yeah, it's got a little twist to it. Nobby. What? All right. Yeah, I think this is a good place to call it for the night.
I was going to say, so now we know that drinks and dinner are on Soren. He's got this.
Yeah, right.
Yep. Alrighty. Well, this seems like a suitable time to say thank you all for watching. It's been a pleasure once again. Make sure to check out our merch shop. Follow us on all of our different social media accounts. And check out our YouTube for past videos that are no longer available on Twitch as my puppy yells at us. And as always, stay natural, you nerds.
Stay natural, you
Natural, you
nerds.
nerds.
Stay natural, you nerds.